Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife,
Marie.
and you are going in Smackdown Live.
Hi, this is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going in the Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Lars.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here at youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever podcasts can be found. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it to make sure you always get your new Going In Raw notifications. We're also available on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Just over the past 6 hours, Larson, we've got a couple of new patrons.
Awesome.
So I want to give them some shout outs before we
Yes,
begin
please.
a new era of, well, I guess we've already begun it.
Yeah, it's happening.
Us doing this
We're
Friday nights.
We're 2 hours and 24 minutes into a new era.
I was talking about our new era of being here Friday nights. Jesse Lucas and Zero Cochran. What a great name, Zero Cochran. Anyways, thank you very much for your support. You can also get access to our bonus content by hitting that join button on YouTube. $5 a month to get 5 bonus episodes every week. The new Ask Stephen Larson. It's already up, Larson. No forgetting for me.
Wow, this is a new record.
Yeah, Paper Champion here dropped a super chat on us, said, that's gotta be Kane.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not like Cain Velasquez. He seemingly got to have his last date with AAA. Him showing up, totally cool. Don't really like the whole title change aspect at all.
Yeah, Kofi got screwed.
Oh yes,
That was garbage.
that was steaming hot garbage.
That was a pile of crap, to be honest with you. But let's focus on the positive.
Yeah, there was a lot of good. There was a lot of good.
Yeah, I mean, look at that freaking stage. Holy crap.
It's Rawgate.
Yeah, they totally ripped off Rawgate.
Totally.
Somebody totally watched us, and they were like, man, we need Rawgate on our show.
Technology.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe.
Makes it more convenient, to be honest.
Maybe. Imagine this. The program for Brock after Kane, Rawgate Mutant.
Yeah, I know, that'd be great.
Interdimension
That'd be
Tension
great.
2.
Yeah.
Say he walks out of there with H title.
Yeah.
I'm talking about stuff that on our channel that no one watches.
Right, sure, of course.
Rawgate Mutant shows up.
Yeah.
Challenges Brock. How
Yeah.
awesome would that be?
That'd be awesome.
Now that Rawgate technology is there, yeah. No, Mutant Day.
Mutant Day. And then they do like a cuck angle with Rawgate Mutant. That'd be great. Did you see Lana and Bobby Lashley showed up
on the blue carpet? Yeah.
On the blue carpet. So they did. They brought out all the bells and whistles for SmackDown on Fox. They really did make it feel like a big deal, which was cool. That was neat to see.
It was.
Imagine what happens when you put a bunch of money into your product instead of cheapskating it. Man, talk about cheapskating it. Raw looks like crap now compared to this. That SmackDown stage was amazing.
It's huge. It's wide. It's tall.
It wasn't just Rawgate. It was huge. It was so tall.
Did you notice there's lasers on it?
Yes.
There was lasers.
I didn't even
shooting
know
out of it.
lasers are real.
When The Rock came out,
Yeah.
it was like, you familiar with the movie Real Genius? That's how
Yeah.
I got introduced to lasers.
I don't know how I got introduced to lasers.
Actually, it was probably Star Wars. That came out before Real
Probably,
Genius.
yeah.
But Real Genius introduced me to the concept of lasers as in like a potentially real thing in our world.
Sure.
And they can do it now. WWE does it.
Yeah.
And it's on the stage on those the Rawgate little things that are sticking out from the ramp.
No, it looked great.
Pretty neat.
It looked amazing.
It's very bright. I know we had heard about new cameras being employed. I watched it on, at first, iPad.
Yeah.
And then phone because I don't want to wait for the West Coast feed because I don't want to come in the office at 10.
I'm recording the West Coast feed.
Good to see how it looks.
Because I want to see how it looks.
But I was going to say, based on watching on the iPad, granted, it's a smaller screen. Therefore, sometimes when you watch things on smaller screens, they can look better. It looked crisp. It looked very crisp.
Oh, no, it did. So I watched it. I watched it through my phone, but ported to my big screen, to my 70-inch. And it definitely, the fidelity was much higher. You could see, like, when they went on a close-up on The Rock, every pore on his face. When they had Paul Heyman on the screen and they went in close-up on him, you could see everything about Paul Heyman's face. I really like that they employed, I think it would be long lenses for the entrances, where the crowd out of focus is in the foreground.
That was nice, yeah.
It made it look like the advertisements for, or like when they go and they shoot WrestleMania on like film or whatever.
Yeah.
and they have like a special after, like the Chronicle stuff. Like it looks cinematic.
It looked more cinematic, and it felt like the framing of the A camera was a little wider.
It was.
And
it totally was.
The lens is a little wider, so you don't feel like you're right on top of it.
Right. Yeah. Everything had a depth of field to it.
Yeah.
That's when stuff is out of focus in the background. And I thought, so presentation wise, that was money. It looked like money on the screen.
Yeah.
After having watched AEW this past week, I do kind of feel that does SmackDown need to be so blue? I mean, I know it's the blue brand.
They've been blue for
no, I know, but
20 years, man.
You know, you can add production value by just putting some different colors in there. When the entire screen is blue and they put up like a blue, like a little graphic at the bottom for like all the names or whatever it was, it's like, dude, it's just blue on blue on blue.
That's why they had the drop shadow or something on it, man.
Right.
It's a sense of depth.
Yeah.
Like here's a layer on top of another layer, hence the shadow.
Blue
being
on
cast.
blue on blue.
Blue drop shadow.
Yeah.
Yeah, think
So
about that.
I mean, that's something that's been like forever on SmackDown, but you know, AEW did sort of wake me up to the fact that, man, just like vary up your colors a little bit, man.
No way.
No, all in on the one color. All right,
exactly.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean NXT's very every brand has a very unique color palette.
Yeah,
it's instantly identifiable.
Well, palette, it's got a color.
There's kind of shades of blue, maybe
a color. Oh,
red,
man.
Blue. NXT's got yellow.
Yeah, those are just colors.
And then, 205 Live's got orange and purple.
And purple, I know. But they've been canceled. So they were that's kind of news. Prior to the broadcast, I don't know who broke this.
I don't recall.
But
I think it was John Pollock.
It spread pretty quick.
Or was it WrestleVote?
Oh,
I'll find
man.
it. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know.
Anyways, relate the news.
It caught on pretty quick that so no word on if it's actually canceled, but they pulled it from tonight. And instead, they're airing a rerun, which is weird. They had speculated, the news sites, the wrestling media had speculated that perhaps they were going to do something.
Yes, it was John Pollock.
At the end of SmackDown. But, I mean, there was no overrun that we could see. Obviously, they're probably going to do something in the arena, maybe do some dark matches there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But no, I mean, look, it definitely felt like a big event in that some story, like a storyline was resolved with Kevin Owens and Shane McMahon.
Yeah, that's done.
An historic title reign with Kofi Kingston is done. The Four Horsewomen saga continues.
Yeah.
And then Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan is still an ongoing thing.
Their partnership, you would think.
There's a story beat there.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like Daniel Bryan's going to do something to
that
Roman.
could totally be. That could totally
feel
be
that way.
But there was the moment where they shook hands.
Yeah.
But
if they hadn't shook hands, I would have felt that way. But Daniel Bryan was so adamant, like he said one time. We'll get to that later.
Yeah.
But
what was noticeably absent was any build really to Hell in a Cell.
There's still those three matches.
What are the three matches ever? It's Seth versus Fiend, Becky versus
Sasha, and then Roman and Bryan versus
okay, so that tag match. Okay.
Harper and Rowan.
Okay, all right.
Based on what happened in the first real match of SmackDown, you'd think that Charlotte maybe earned herself another SmackDown with title shot against Bayley.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
I mean, I'd feel pretty solid guessing that's going to end up on the card.
Yeah.
I imagine tomorrow, maybe like 9 o'clock our time, we're going to get like 5 match announcements on Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're probably right about that.
So we're going to predict at the end after we do the recap, we're going to predict the 3 matches that have been announced for the pay-per-view that's happening 2 days from now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to kind of do prop bets on other potential matches. So essentially, you pick who wins. If that person wins, if that match happens and that person wins, you just get a point.
Okay. All right. Fair enough.
It's kind of like, so confidence points be 1 through 3, 1, 2, and 3.
Titles on the line.
Yeah.
Titles on the line.
It's kind of feel like whoever wins this is going to be kind of an asterisk anyway. So.
Oh, no.
Because, I mean, it's based on essentially 3 matches.
Yeah.
It's not really definitive. Anyway, let's get to it. So show opens with Vince and Stephanie coming out.
Oh, let's do a couple of these super chats first.
All right,
Get
fair
these
enough.
Out of the way. Sorry. Let's see here. Brie Marie dropping this just to say, what the F just happened? I was completely shocked. Yeah, I was pretty shocked. I was shocked and not shocked at the Kofi loss. Just in how quick it was. Dragon Reborn says, drunk Friday nights. That's the one thing we forgot is beers.
Yeah, we forgot beers.
But next week, that's on a cracker.
This is a learning process for us. Chris Velitez, first SmackDown live I watched in 15 years. Not sure I watched another with that ending. Yeah, that was disappointing.
The villain, Alan Black. SmackDown, clearly a show now.
Oh, yes. Delete says, hey, guys, peace and success to you. Thank you, Delete.
Thank you, Delete. Dr. Bartholomew von Flavenstein, drunk, playing some...
I think it's Red Dead 2.
Red Dead Online, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He says, how was Smackdown? You're about to find out.
Yeah.
It felt big.
Yeah, and there's a lot to like.
Yeah.
Just the finish wasn't part of it. Paper Champion, better stage, Raw or SmackDown. SmackDown's not even close.
It's not even close.
Not even close.
Craftsmanship, man. Craftsmanship. Jose Alaguna, how did Vince react when he found out about cuck? I guess just the term cuck. Probably thought it was the best thing ever.
Maybe, yeah. Leandro Vereda, well, so that was that. Which commercial was best? There wasn't any AEW commercials I noticed.
I didn't notice any, but sometimes they do those in like just
Different markets,
different markets.
Epico.
$5, he says I'm drunk. All right, somebody call Epico's bank and tell him to put a freeze on his funds right now because I don't want that to get out of hand. All right, so let's
get into this. So to kick off the show, Vince and Stephanie came out to the stage where it said, "New era, we're on Fox now." Cool, yeah.
Yeah. You know, watch the show, yeah?
Yeah, let's watch the show now, yeah?
Yeah. That's essentially what. We're making history.
We're making history.
Oh, I've got so much money in my veins. I have them.
blood.
He's like, all right, these days I just have them literally liquidate money and put it into my veins.
I mean, you can't, there's no hemoglobin in there. You can't actually, that transmits oxygen from your, you can't do that. You're going to die.
I'm not human.
I mean,
I'm some sort of subhuman money-making monster. Anyway, so they come out and they say,
yeah, great. On the show. So we get the video intro.
Triple H would have been there, but he's too busy on his iPad booking the next 8 months of NXT. Yeah.
He's looking to the future.
Hey, Dad, can I use Kevin Owens? All right, thanks. Pivotal part of Undisputed Era.
No, he's going to team up with Finn to take on Undisputed Era.
No, and then swerve Finn.
Yeah, exactly. So we got a new SmackDown Live intro.
Okay, so this I was not a fan of.
Well, I mean, I'm not.
It looked very much like a Fox Sports thing.
Yeah, totally. It fits in.
It should have been like a
fully.
It was a football thing.
Yeah, it was like they have their own football template, and they just swapped out the footage of the football players and put in wrestlers.
Totally,
is what it felt like.
Yeah,
but it wasn't bad.
It was
like an audience full of the 205 Live guy.
Yeah,
they're like little animated sprites essentially.
But like, what happened to those like little digital people? Because at one point, Randy Orton punches the ground, and I know it was like just the platform underneath him. But then Roman like fires off a nuclear punch that like completely evaporates all the little people there.
Like the beginning of Terminator 2.
It was terrible,
horrifying.
Yeah,
horrifying.
Anyway,
show kicks off in earnest with a bunch of pyro. Becky Lynch, the man, walks to the ring. We get our first really good look.
She comes out of Rawgate.
Man, that stage is great.
Mm-hmm.
She gets her steam back.
Mm-hmm.
It's awesome. So she comes down the ring. She says, SmackDown's got a real special place in my heart.
This is where I was breaking boundaries, smashing ceilings maybe.
And when the fans here got behind me, launched me to the next level, I want to repay you fans by kicking some ass tonight.
Yeah.
Out comes King Corbin.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And he says, hold on. I'm king. I should be starting the show, not you.
I think they really need to get rid of this. Is such a stupid thing, but they really need to launch right into a song, not the. They need to go straight into the chorus of the song, because I actually dig his song. I give the thing I like human skulls. It's all great.
Paid for Twitter opinion. So then The Rock says,
I rent Ferraris.
His music hits. Everybody goes crazy because it's The Rock.
Not a Stone Cold pop, but it was a rock pop.
I know.
Nobody gets a Stone Cold pop.
No.
Plus, they're in L.A. They're all like me.
Oh, the crowd was pretty good tonight.
Yeah, they're
pretty good.
But that rock pop should have been a bit bigger.
I don't know. There's a few people losing their minds because The Rock was there.
Okay.
Anyways, Rock comes down the ring. He gives us a history of the term SmackDown, how it originates with him talking smack, and they named the show, and now it's history, 1,000 episodes, 20 years. Now it's on Fox. He turns to Corbin, says, "You look like a broke-ass Burger King on crack."
Yeah, that was pretty funny. That was good.
Corbin's reactions are pretty good when he gets insulted and embarrassed.
The fact that we should have done predictions on this. Prop bet, who's The Rock going to humiliate?
Oh, Baron Corbin, 100%. 1,000%.
Yeah.
All the confidence points.
We would have both gotten exactly, yeah.
At one point, Baron interrupts and he says, because The Rock says, finally, The Rock is back. And he seemed to be getting, like, maybe legit. He is an actor, after all. Emotional.
Yeah, I didn't know if it was just, more acting classes since the last time, or if he was actually emotional.
He was actually, this whole situation was tugging at the heartstrings of The Rock.
I think he misses being in front of a live crowd.
I'm sure he does, man.
It's probably nothing like it.
I think that's, yeah, exactly. It says, I'm finally back home. Baron interrupts and says, this isn't your home anymore. You're not the great one. I'm the great one.
I'm the greatest. I'm the most electrifying king in sports entertainment.
Yes.
Now.
And he tells both The Rock and Becky to know their roles
shut their mouths.
And then Rock says, hey, you're legit. You're a badass. He turns to Becky, isn't he a badass? And Becky goes, what? You mean like a super tough dude?
Yeah.
And then Rock goes, yeah, super tough dude. So we're going to start a chant for you now, Baron. STD.
Yeah. And now it's going to follow you everywhere you go to every arena.
It's going to stick because there really wasn't a whole lot of enthusiasm behind the STD chant.
Yeah, there wasn't. We'll see if that sticks. That'll be interesting. Because, wrestling fans, they might pick up on it. Maybe.
I feel like that's not going to have a whole lot of legs.
Probably not. Unless it has legs, and then his inevitable face turn happens, and then he makes it about himself. Like Kurt Angle did with the "You Suck."
Yeah.
He'll come out and be like, STD, STD. That is me.
You sound like doing a Rob Van Dam thing.
STD. Hey, looking at that pull shot of Rob Van Dam.
Oh, God.
That might be the case, buddy boy.
Could be. Eventually, though, The Rock and Becky start.
That's got to be on our list in the Friendo Awards of Moment of 2019.
Got to be, man.
Rob Van Dam in a pool.
Shocking moment.
Did you see the one with all the butts lined up?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Shocking moment.
Yeah, most shocking moment. Rob Van Dam, orgy guy. So The Rock and Becky start beating down on Corbin. Rock hits a people's elbow and a rock bottom. Becky kind of helps him out a little bit. I wish this was more. I wish Becky could have got a disarmer in there too.
Yeah, that'd have been good. She can't do the manhandle slam though on him.
Probably not. It's good for her to be in the ring with The Rock and The Rock calling her repeatedly the man and stuff. At the same time, when it came to the physicality, she was kind of like a supporting player in the whole thing.
Even the final bit where The Rock was on the stick. Granted, it's The Rock. I get it. Becky should have gotten some line in there at the very end.
She did the good line about the testicles. She had that good line.
That was good. Yeah, I don't know if that was improv or not, but it was a good line.
It was a good line.
Yeah.
Saying that her testicles are larger than Baron's.
Yeah.
And then Baron says, my testicles are just adequate, thank you.
Yeah, that was funny. That was good stuff. Baron was really good in this.
Yeah. He seems totally cool being out there and getting embarrassed and humiliated. So
yeah.
He's a professional.
Yeah.
First match of the evening. Becky and Charlotte teaming up against Sasha and Bayley. It's a fun match.
This is a fun match. It's pretty brutal too. Sasha, she ended up bloody at the end on her face. I don't know if it was coming out of her mouth or what. I don't know what that came from.
Yeah, I don't know either.
But no, it was good.
It was good. Early on, Charlotte goes up top and Bayley pushes her off top down to the floor. She gets rammed to the barricade. And while she's down, Sasha comes over and kicks her. We go to commercial. Back from commercial. Becky has the upper hand against Bayley. She goes to the top, hits a leg drop, gets 2. She tags in Charlotte. Charlotte hits natural selection on Bayley. Sasha breaks it up with another kick to the face. And they get some trash talk between Sasha and Becky.
Yeah.
They start brawling. And then all 4 of them in there brawling. The heels, Sasha and Bayley, get sent out of the ring, ringside. Charlotte hits a moonsault on them. Back in the ring. Charlotte applies figure 8 to Bayley. Bayley has to tap. This has got to lead to a title opportunity for Charlotte to Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, you would think so.
In fact, I'm going to, after each one of these matches review, I'm going to go to
Put it on the
WWE.com and see if they've announced any additional matches.
Yeah. All right. After that, Aaron Andrews was there interviewing
Hold on,
New Day.
I want to point this out. So,
yeah, sure.
Usually when there's a pay-per-view and it's like a couple of days away.
Oh, my God, you're right.
On shows, it's right at the top.
It's the first show.
So there's Raw,
SmackDown,
NXT
UK, 205 Live, which is now canceled, and then Hell in a Cell. What an afterthought this is.
Totally is. Oh, they did announce a watch-along.
Jesus.
So can we predict who's going to be on watch-along? Anyways.
Well, it's got a picture. It's like Cesaro and
Captain Kelly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who else?
Who was on there? I know Cesaro was on there.
Xavier Woods, Chad Gable. Oh, X-Pac. Zelina Vega, R-Truth, Tyler Breeze, Tamina.
EC3.
All right. Anyways, you were saying.
Well, none of those people are going to be in a match, so there you go.
No, I mean, if the card remains the same, you can have 95% of the locker room on for watch along.
Yeah. That'd be rad. They had a picture with the entire roster of people who were in matches.
Save for the 8 people announcer matches.
Great.
I know.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you were saying Aaron Andrews was interviewing the New Day. Of
Yeah.
course, Aaron Andrews was one of the sideline reporters for NFL on Fox.
Classy, terrific. She's great.
She's been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. So she's like, yeah, it's Kofi the underdog. They're saying you're the underdog. Yeah, man. He got destroyed. But no, he said, I'm always the underdog. He was way too happy. He was way too like, oh, everything's great. No, man, this is going to be so much fun. Woo!
Says, I always beat the odds. That's what I'm going to do tonight. I'm going to beat the odds. And then Aaron Andrews asks Xavier Woods and Big E, are they going to join Kofi ringside? And Xavier Woods says,
He was like, nah, he
asked us not to, so we're going to stay back here.
Yeah.
So I don't think it would matter.
Bad move on their part.
I don't think it would matter much.
You're probably right.
Next, we see a quick shot of Seth Rollins with his Universal Championship announced. He's got a match with Shinsuke Nakamura next.
Yeah, that was cool.
Not surprising.
That was neat.
You got to see Bray Wyatt during the segment, too. Rollins comes out. As soon as he hits the ring, to the Tron we go. New episode of Firefly Funhouse.
Yes.
Bray says, now that we have a new home here for SmackDown, let me introduce my friends.
So
one by one, yes, the puppets introduce themselves.
And then everybody introduces themselves except for Ramblin' Rabbit. When it's his turn, he's dressed up like Seth Rollins.
He's got the beard on and everything.
Yeah. Oh, I'm your biggest fan. Oh, I love you, Seth Rollins.
He says, don't go into Hell in the Cell with the Fiend. You won't like what happens.
Yeah. So then Bray says, let's show Seth what's going to happen in Hell in a Cell.
Let's not just talk about it, yeah.
And they've got like a little cage there.
Like a bird cage.
But it's a bird cage, but it's red. Which Hell in a Cell's red these days.
Yeah.
So he puts Ramblin' Rabbit in there, and then Mercy the Buzzer just completely annihilates him, tears his head off, basically.
No, not basically, does.
Well, he does. And then Bray takes Ramblin' Rabbit out, his head out, and his torso out, his body, whatever. And he's like, oh, man. I forget what he said.
Yeah. He says, I'll see you in hell. Bye.
Yeah, that's right.
Match starts. Nakamura opens immediately with the flying armbar, which is awesome.
Yeah, that was
Tries
cool.
to transition to the triangle. Seth powers him up for a buckle bomb. Follows it up with 2 suicide dives. Nakamura didn't get a whole lot of offense in. He tries for a slide knee at one point. Seth gets out of the way.
Yeah.
Seth hits him with a super kick. It's primed for a stomp. Down comes the lights, somewhat predictably. Lights kind of come back up, and Seth is like ran up the stage. But Seth, what's his issue? What's his weakness? Tunnel vision.
He's in a tunnel now.
He's at the top of the stage. Why isn't he looking behind him? That's where people come from.
Yeah. Well, that's where the Fiend came from before. Oh, you're saying why isn't he doing
Yeah,
that?
he was looking out into the arena.
Yeah,
like they
I know,
cut to Seth, and he's like this out towards the arena. They cut to Nakamura. Nakamura's looking all around.
Yeah, the problem is there's a precedence. There's a precedent, that's set with the Fiend. He's come from behind like a million times.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
why he doesn't look one direction.
Yeah,
you
I
look
know.
all around.
Yeah.
And so Seth's just like this at the top of the stage, and the Fiend comes behind him, puts the mandible claw on him, and then pushes him off the stage.
Yeah.
Which that was like the one directorial botch. We didn't see the impact of Seth going off the stage through a table.
No, but he went through a table. Okay,
think
then
so.
you're right. I thought the idea was number one to kind of hide that the stage really wasn't that high up. And then number two, kind of horror movie, hide the action a little bit, leave it up to your imagination, as to what happened. But in any event, if you went through a table, they missed that one.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Anywho,
I mean, the math doesn't look good for the Fiend at that point, but I don't know.
I feel like the Fiend exists well above math.
Yeah, ever since Baron Corbin literally cut his King of the Ring promo, wearing the crown, holding the scepter, wearing the cape, on the throne, and still became King of the Ring, math is out the window.
I think just the Fiend is just maths out the window for the Fiend, period.
Him and Baron?
No, more so the Fiend. I think the math still applies to Baron on a macro level, but the King of the Ring was an outlier.
He sound like 538.
That was
right
like the double swerve.
It was too much math.
Yeah, it was too much math.
Yeah.
Yes, too much statistics. Next, Kevin Owens versus Shane McMahon in a ladder match. They show up a card for the rules of ladder match.
That I didn't see, but that's hilarious.
New home,
It's pretty obvious.
potentially new viewers.
Yeah. That's a good
Familiarize
point.
them
Yeah.
with rules of ladder
Lapsed
match.
fans may not remember.
People going through their channels on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this wrestling business?
Oh, it's the Graps.
It's the Graps.
I remember
yeah.
them from the 1930s.
Yeah.
And I'm 80 years old. I'm well within WWE's current age demographic.
Yeah, prime demographic. I remember when Luthez wrestled. So we got that. Owens comes down the ring first. Shane's on the stage. He cuts his music, tells Greg Hamilton to do the intro. KO doesn't wait. He runs up, starts brawling. They get down the ring. Bell rings. Pretty early on, Owens sets up. I'll say this about this match.
This is a good match.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. It was good. And they took out all like the transitionary stuff between high spots.
Yeah.
They just want to like get right to it.
This is like a AAA ladder match right here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, except without people breaking their necks.
Yeah. Yeah, because there really wasn't a ton of selling either.
No, there wasn't. They were going to spot.
Yeah. They were trying
awesome.
to jam it as much as they could in the time allotted.
By the end, Alex C. in Secret Mod Chat said, "So is the shot of Shane's melting face going to be your thumbnail?" Because man, he was winded.
Yeah.
He was melting.
Yeah, man. He gets gassed pretty quick.
It was cool though.
So early on, Owen sets up a ladder across the chasm between apron and barricade. It'll come into play later. And he goes in the ring, sets up the ladder to try to climb it to get the briefcase up there. He doesn't climb it though. Shane comes in. KO goes for a stunner. Shane avoids nonetheless. Shane eats clothesline. They go fighting outside ringside. Shane has the upper hand. They take forever to get Owens kind of like beat up enough so he'll stay in position on that announce table. Like Shane got the hood from the announce table, like smack him in the head with it.
Yeah.
Go in there, dropping elbows. It felt like half the match was Shane getting Owens ready to drop that elbow on him. But he did. He went to the top rope, dropped the elbow, put Owens to the announce table. Go to commercial. We come back. Well-timed commercial break. Well-timed return.
Yeah.
Right time for a high spot. Because
they've been coordinating those really well.
Yeah, they have been. Shane set up on the ladder. Kevin Owens hits a frog splash, sends Shane through the ladder. He gets in the ring, sets up a ladder, climbs it. Shane comes in, hits him in the leg with the chair, and then Owens in the ladder tumbles. Shane's going after him with the chair for a bit.
Yeah.
Owens ends up at the corner. Shane sets up a ladder in front of him. Shane hits coast to coast.
Yep.
Onto ladder.
Okay, Epico, because it's a $50 super chat here. It says beer money for all.
Thank you.
That's it. It's good. Somebody calls bank, tell them no más.
Yeah.
Hola, es un banco, no más por Epico.
See.
Gracias.
And then Shane sets up the ladder, starts to climb. Owens grabs him by the ankle, rotates himself, gets him in powerbomb position. There's happened to be a ladder, must happen during commercial, set up in the corner, laying across the bottom ropes. Powerbomb is onto those ladders. He climbs the ladder. He gets the briefcase. Shane, fired.
Owens was fired up. I think he's happy to be done with this.
Yes.
Can't
blame him.
Of course, then he grabs Shane, brings him over, gets a microphone, and he says, "You're fired."
And then gives him the stunner.
Yeah, and then gives him a nice looking stunner. So that was really cool.
That was cool.
You had mentioned earlier that while we were watching it towards the finish, you're like, I thought Austin was going to be. Austin did actually do an introduction type thing during the blue carpet thing. It was like maybe 10 minutes or so before they went live.
Oh, he was on the pre-show?
He had recorded. It was like a pre-recorded thing.
Oh, all right.
Kind of like, I'm trying to think. You know how like before the Super Bowl, they'll get like a legend, like a Madden or somebody to like, they'll record and they'll do like clips. And it's all very dramatically lit. What you're about to see here is some, true superstar. I don't know. He did a bunch of cool stuff. It was the kind of thing that probably should have opened the show.
Yeah.
But they ran it during the kickoff blue carpet thing.
Yeah, that's interesting. Stone Cold, man.
Yeah, no, I agree. And he's just down the street from Gimmick Street.
Yep. After that, we had a Paul Heyman interview where, again, he said, this isn't a prediction, this is a spoiler. Brock's going to win. This match next was not announced in advance.
It was the Smackdown players.
It was.
The WWE players. 8-man.
But 4 of these 8 are on Raw.
Well, for now. They ran a commercial for the draft at some point, too.
They did.
So, yeah, the people, this is the nerdiest thing, but people do ask about this. Yes, I will be rearranging the intros based on where everybody lands in the draft for the WWE stuff.
Yes.
I'm not going to do it now because I don't know where they're going to land.
Yeah. And also, we will be doing a mock draft.
And we're definitely going to be doing a mock draft that we're going to keep track of using Cody Miles's somewhat questionable point system that they're currently employing in the Discord for their draft.
Sounds like a lot of math. Anyways, this 8-man tag match featured Braun Strowman, Heavy Machinery, and The Miz taking on Rudolph, your Raw Tag Team Champions, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton. Pretty short match. One segment saw a bunch of people hit the finishers. Miz hit skull-crushing finale, I believe, on Bob Roode. Orton then RKO'd Miz. AJ got a phenomenal forearm against Otis or Tucky, one of them. And then so the final, it was down to Braun and Dolph. And rather than hitting the power slam on Dolph and winning the match, Braun's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do a bunch of shoulder tackles." So he goes ringside, does the shoulder tackle.
What do you think of his Christmas pants?
I like them.
Not really. No.
No, they really should be. They should be tearaway pants, but not in the Angel Garza sense.
Okay.
Like they're obviously have made out of wrapping paper.
Yeah. Because
they'll fall apart in the course of a match.
Yeah.
But something like that, because they do look like wrapping paper.
I don't want to see him in trunks. Actually, he looked pretty badass in trunks.
Yeah. And you can do like the brief style trunks.
Okay.
Do like Cesaro style trunks.
Oh, okay. That could be cool.
Or just have like his old pants underneath. I don't know what it is.
Mm-hmm. I like the idea of like just
it's
clothes
it's
tearing away.
Yeah, it's like a Braun Strowman advent calendar. But it's his pants.
Oh my God. Did you see the GIF? I didn't see this. Was it an ad or something? Of Braun in the locker room with Cletus.
No.
Oh, man.
Holy
somebody
cow.
freaking hit us up with that one, dude.
No, I missed that. Oh, let's save that for after the show.
All right.
So anyway, Braun does the shoulder tackles to everybody.
Yeah.
And then he goes over because Tyson Fury, he's the heavyweight champ.
Uh-huh.
He's sitting ringside.
He's wildly entertaining.
Yeah.
And a hell of a boxer.
I didn't realize he was that huge. He's almost as tall as Braun.
He's a big dude.
He's massive.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
So Braun goes over him and is like staring him down. Oh, amazing.
Isn't that great?
Get these robot hands. That's great.
That's so
they're
awesome.
pumping iron.
Yeah.
What's Cletus doing? A couple 5-pounders with curls. Get out of here with that. He's a robot.
He doesn't need to do. Well, he's just there to hang out with Braun. He doesn't need to do it.
It's got to be. It should be a competitive thing.
He doesn't. Come on. He's a robot. It's like Data versus Worf, man. Data's going to win every time, even though Worf has all the heart. Worf can beat any man on the Enterprise except for Data because he's a freaking robot.
I know. Sometimes Data should show off to show everybody, hey, don't you forget, I'm stronger than any of you.
I always love when something would take over Data and he'd just punk everybody out.
That was great.
He'd say, come on at me, Klingon.
So Braun's like, he goes up to Tyson Fury, talks a little trash. He puts up his dukes. Says, hey.
Yeah.
Fancy a fight.
Yeah. Fancy a fight, fella.
And then Tyson Fury gets up. He's got like a sports coat on. It looks pretty cool. No shirt on underneath.
Yeah.
He's a boxer. He's like
awesome.
jacked.
I'll be your Hackenschmidt.
And then Dolph's out there somewhere. And then Braun kind of accidentally sends Dolph that way. Dolph hits Tyson Fury back in the ring. Dolph gets in first. And then super kicks Braun as he's getting in. Braun shakes it off pretty much immediately. As Dolph is going for another, he picks him up, hits him with a power slam, gets the win. And then Tyson Fury hops the barricade. And a bunch of security guys holding them back. Yeah. And Braun's kind of like laughing about it.
That's the feud that I'm looking forward to, as opposed to Brock versus Kane. I don't know what this is going to entail. If it's going to be a Mania thing, a Rumble thing. I don't know what it's going to be. But that should be wildly entertaining if they pursue it. Maybe they won't. Maybe it's just for SmackDown to pop the crowd.
It could just be to pop the crowd and get some eyeballs on it.
But Tyson Fury seems like the type who'd love to do that. Who'd love to do that.
Yeah, he seemed really into it.
Yeah, he did.
Next, lumberjack match. Roman Reigns versus Eric Rowan. Daniel Bryan was on commentary. I kind of appreciate they chose this to be a lumberjack match because it gave opportunity for Rowan because I think Roman got tossed from the ring first, and lumberjacks doing what lumberjacks do. The heel ones at least will go and beat up Roman, then toss him back in the ring.
Yeah.
Well, when Rowan got tossed out, lumberjacks were trying to do that, and Rowan was destroying him.
Yeah.
It's a good little story wrinkle to actually have that involved, because that's not always the case with lumberjack matches. Sometimes lumberjack matches can be kind of dull. Go to commercial, come back, more fighting. They're both down at one point. Luke Harper runs down, starts laying out lumberjacks. Daniel Bryan tries to intercept him. Harper says, nah, Daniel Bryan, you're getting tossed in the barricade. And then we get this huge brawl ringside. Everybody, save for Roman's involved. Roman gets involved. He jumps over the top rope, lays everybody out. It was pretty cool.
There's also some good commentary from Daniel Bryan, sort of explaining his motivations. The enemy, my enemy is my friend.
He had a great line. If anybody knows lumberjacks, it's Daniel Bryan.
Yes,
that was good.
Yeah.
Rowan then picks up Ali, power bombs him into Roman Reigns.
By the way, so the Lumberjacks had entrances apparently during commercials.
Oh.
Mustafa Ali's Tron said Mustafa Ali, not just Ali. Yeah. The name might very well be back.
Yeah.
I'm holding off until I see it on TV because, as you know, if it doesn't happen on TV,
Didn't happen.
it's not canon. It's like Val Venus joining DX.
Yes. Or
DDP joining the Wolfpack.
Wolfpack or NWO, yeah. That excites me. I want that Tron to say Mustafa Ali. Such a great name. So anyways, Rowan powerbombs Ali into Roman. They're back in the ring. He hits a fun splash. Only gets a 2 count, though. Rowan goes for an iron claw. Roman avoids it, hits a Superman punch. Harper comes in the ring. He lays out Roman. Then Daniel Bryan comes in, hits Harper with a knee plus. Mm-hmm. And then Rowan grabs Bryan for iron claw. Roman hits him with the spear, gets the win. Then it's just Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns in the ring. So they're not mic'd up. You can kind of see what Daniel Bryan's saying.
Yeah.
He's doing this like you and me, one time, shake hands. And Roman
Universal
looks around
wrestling language.
Crowd says, all right, I'll shake your hand. Daniel Bryan's totally swerving him.
Yeah, probably.
Totally swerving him.
Probably.
I'd be really surprised if he didn't swerve him.
Yeah, makes all the sense in the world.
Especially with that handshake.
Yeah.
And then the main event. Let's move on to
There's
questions.
no need for another face.
No.
Yeah, not really.
No. Imagine that stable. Daniel Bryan, Rowan, Harper.
Yeah, it's great.
Potentially really good.
I know. Add Braun to it.
And then this is the Bryan family.
This is the Wyatt family. Yes,
The Bryan family at this point.
Yeah.
And then your main event, Brock Lee. We knew something wonky was going to happen. There's 10 minutes left in the show when the introduction started, pretty much. Brock Lesnar versus Kofi Kingston.
They didn't even give Kofi the respect that a Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles or Finn Balor. He's not even at the Finn Balor level. This fool just jumped into an F5, ate it, lost.
Lame. And the
What
thing
the
is,
heck?
so here, let's talk about what happens and we explain why on multiple levels it's garbage. So, yeah, you explain the match over, Brock's champion. So Rey Mysterio's package comes on, and on that SmackDown set, it is amazing.
Yeah.
It's just like a assault of color and light.
Oh, man.
It's amazing.
Okay, what did you just say? An assault of color. More color is what we need, not just blue in the freaking production, man. Colors do a lot of things.
The brightness of that stage when it does Trons, that's like retina burn. Yeah. You'll be seeing color trails for a while after you turn your head away. You don't have to worry about what lights in the crowd.
You won't be able to see color at that point.
Exactly. So don't worry about that. So Rey Mysterio's package is played. He comes out, and it's a long shot. You're like, oh, he's coming out with Dominic. Why is Dominic not wearing a shirt? No, that's not Dominic. That's
not
Walter. That's Cain Velasquez.
Yeah.
And he somehow got out of his last date with AAA. And now he's in WWE.
So this is totally going to be how he got out of his last day with AAA. He just told me he's not doing it. Contracts don't matter there, man.
They changed the date of
the
LA show, and maybe his third date was the LA show on that date.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, he's in WWE now. Brock's like, oh, damn, Kane's here. Commentary's really selling that Kane beat the hell out of Brock in the UFC.
Yeah, big time. And
years
Brock
ago.
is really selling that also.
Yeah, he's like, oh, gosh.
Yeah.
The guy who beat the hell out of me in UFC's here. So Kane comes down the ring with Ray. Brock charges at Kane. Kane hits him with a 2-leg takedown. Got some ground and pound. Brock escapes. He retreats. Acts like he's come back to the ring. Nah, he laughs instead. He does the whole thing where he's like, I'm going to come in the ring. I know I'm not. I'm going to go in. No, I'm not. And then eventually he just leaves. And just stares at Kane from the ramp.
Charles Robinson hanging out, Lil Nate. I was like, dude, they're not going to do something really dumb here and just literally immediately put, because there was 3 minutes left.
I know.
What if they put that title on
because
Kane tonight?
there's a moment where Brock goes up to Lil Nate and talks to him.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
There's probably a time check.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I was like, oh gosh, he's not going to challenge Kane right here, is he?
So, no, you mentioned this off camera too, and I think you're probably right. I think they're bringing in Cain Velasquez as the Warrior in 1998.
So Brock Lesnar's Hogan, yes.
Yeah, Halloween Havoc to make up for his real loss.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, it was a diverticulitis tainted loss to Cain Velasquez.
No, I'm not trying to say that's Brock's motivation for wanting Kane in there.
Oh, his motivation is one thing.
And that's
and
dollars.
that's because he knows this is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
This is going to be a big fight.
But in terms of the analogy of probably one reason that W brought him is like, oh, here's a story we can tell. Brock trying to get that loss back from Kane.
John Misenberg here in chat asked, "Did you guys get the commercial with Kane and the sausage earlier in the show?" I did. I saw. Yeah, there was a commercial of some sort. I just noticed Kane. I was like, "Oh, that's funny." I didn't think that he was going to show up tonight.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, you said Kane. I thought Kane.
Oh no, yeah,
not Kane Velasquez.
That'd be great.
Well,
Glenn
it was
Jacobs
a
and the
commercial break
sausage?
right before the main event.
Oh, was that when it was?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
that makes
yeah.
sense. Okay.
So here's the deal. I understand they want to put that belt on Brock because it's a huge moment, I guess, to get eyeballs on the product. I get why they want to bring Kane in to tell the story with Brock. Those two things don't have to coincide, though.
Yeah.
They could have easily had the match play out almost or like it was. Kofi runs at him, F5. As soon as impact on F5, Ray's package starts.
Yeah.
And Brock's like, okay, Ray, what do you want? And he sees Kane, and then when he sees Kane, he's too distracted to go for the pin.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this guy's here now.
Yeah.
Here's my opportunity. And either you have some sort of wonk DQ finish where Kane gets involved. Why the hell not just have Kofi hit Trouble in Paradise and pin Brock Lesnar?
You know what was interesting about it?
Why
though?
not?
And they probably have it already loaded and ready to go. But the opening video package for SmackDown with the AC/DC thing was very Kofi heavy.
Yeah, it was.
They're probably gonna swap him out for Brock Lesnar, I would think, because clearly Kofi falls right back to the mid card or to the tag scene or whatever.
Yeah.
That's done and over with. No, I guarantee you, man. I totally get what you're saying, but this is a new era, and those Fox executives were like, Brock is champion.
No, that's fine. I mean, if it's like I said, I get why Brock's champion. I get why Kane's in there. Their story does not need a title.
It doesn't, but that's the big money thing. I mean, that's they did the Universal thing with Brock and Goldberg. That's just the philosophy.
I still feel like it didn't need that.
It's the philosophy, dude.
It didn't need it.
I mean, the problem is it locks the title up. It just locks it up. And we're back to like the Bruno thing or the Brock thing.
When Brock was on Raw, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no.
I mean, it locks it up. Hopefully, it elevates the U.S. Intercontinental Championships. Those are the guys that we like are going to be fighting for that. And then, I get the idea. You want the big money names with the big money title. I get the philosophy.
Yeah, I totally understand that. It's just if you're going to have Brock win the title, give Kofi a match.
I mean, give
Kofi a competitive match.
Do I much prefer when, John Cena and CM Punk were trading the title, not Alberto, prior to The Rock coming in and just sort of ruining everything? Yes, I miss that. The Attitude Era, when you had legitimately 6 or 7 main event level guys
who could all be champion,
and they were all trading that title every couple months. That is the best.
Yeah.
To me, that is the best.
Agreed.
But I understand.
I mean, I think right the way Kofi's loss, why it was so heartbreaking, they spent 6 months telling the story of Kofi saying, I'm legit.
Yeah.
I can get in that ring with anybody and prove to them that I'm champion. He steps. I mean, I know they treat Rock as a special case, but then Seth has just beat him twice.
Dude, when you have Seth, number one, beating him legitimately once, Daniel Bryan, Finn Balor, and AJ Styles, all taking him to the limit, and they don't give that same level of respect to Kofi. That's a problem.
That's garbage.
That's a big problem. Because here's the thing. You're missing out on an opportunity to, in a loss, keep Kofi
strong
at that level and make more money.
They pretty much undercut the entire story they've told.
They did. They totally did.
It's garbage.
They absolutely did.
And it's heartbreaking. It
yeah, it is. It sucks.
It sucks.
And it's garbage.
It's garbage. Let's do some Hell in the Cell predictions real quick. There's only 3 confirmed matches, Steve. First up, Seth versus Bray for that Universal title. Who's winning? Fiend's going over.
You got Bray walking out with the
all the
title.
confidence points on that one.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I'll do 2 confidence points on that one.
Oh, man. Fiend's above math, huh? Seth is part of Team Hogan.
Yeah, man. Come on.
It's Fiend. I know.
Fiend goes over.
I'll do all my confidence.
All right. I almost did. Sasha versus Becky in Hell in the Cell.
Oh, you got it. Oh, no.
No, Becky's winning that, man.
Sasha, 2.
And then Bryan and Roman taking on Rowan and Harper. For me, that's a lock because Daniel Bryan's totally swerving Roman Reigns.
Rowan and Harper. Oh, sorry.
Oh, damn.
Roman just beat. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rowan and Harper going over.
Yeah, that's Rowan and Harper. So that leaves 1. Well, I'll do 1 here on Sasha, and I'll do 2 here.
All right.
I'll do 1 here. I'll do 3 here.
Wow.
Ew, I know, right?
I know. All right.
Becky's got to go to SmackDown, though, man. Becky's totally going to SmackDown.
I don't know.
She was the centerpiece of tonight.
The very
absolute
beginning.
Centerpiece.
The very beginning. But there was like
all the advertising.
I know.
So somebody mentioned in chat what the gift comes from. It was like a pre-roll commercial of Becky walking around the Fox studios visiting all the various
I understand, but if you look at the opening package for the show tonight, half the people in that package are Raw talents. Not everybody on Raw is going to SmackDown. They're just using all the top stars to promote SmackDown on Fox because they're just trying to get eyeballs on
right now, man.
Yeah, I understand that.
SmackDown.
Anyways, other matches that might happen. Who the hell knows? Bayley versus Charlotte. This seems like it's a good chance that's going to happen. Who wins if it happens?
Bayley's been tapping out lately, so I'm gonna say Bayley keeps it somehow.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, she's
been eating so many pins and
more
taps.
of a heels type stuff from Bayley. AJ versus Cedric. They did absolutely nothing to try to set this up.
I mean, if it happens, Cedric's gonna win.
Cedric has to win, but it's gonna feel kind of underwhelming because they haven't really done enough to set up the
they
match.
haven't done anything.
Revival versus New Day, maybe.
Revival or keeping those titles. They have literally done nothing with it.
War Raiders versus Rudolph.
So as much as I know they like Bob Roode, they're going to get a cheat win. Or no. Okay, here's my thing about that. I think Rudolph is going to come out with the tag titles, but I think War Raiders is actually going to win by like DQ or whatever.
Yeah. Let's see if any of those matches
be like
happen.
A cheat win, maybe.
I have a hard time believing that War Raiders are going to take.
There has to be other matches, right? I mean, that has to happen.
You're going to have.
Is there even going to be a kickoff show? The hell's going to be in the kickoff show?
I don't know.
No matches have been set up.
No, here.
Nothing has happened.
Let me check on WWE.com and see if any additional matches have been announced thus far.
Nothing has happened
since the conclusion. No. They didn't set anything up on SmackDown, except maybe Charlotte and Bayley. That's the only match.
How long was the last pay-per-view? Main card. 2.5?
3 hours.
Was it 3?
Yeah, let me be a little under 3. Are they going to try to do like a 2-hour pay-per-view and just save everything for Crown Jewel?
Maybe. Could be. It's going to be weird. It's going to be interesting. Or tomorrow we're just going to get a flood of...
I'm telling you, it'd be like 5 or 6 matches announced at 9 a.m. tomorrow.
What did I think Sean Ross Sapp said? Was it Sean Ross Sapp or Satin? I forget who. It'd be cool. They did like a mystery vortex thing.
That would be cool. Yeah, yeah.
Just, you don't know who's going to fight who.
Yeah, you know what the card's going to be.
Let's answer some questions.
Yes. First, Larson is the best. Larson is number 1. Brock's champ. That's his name. I'm just not saying that. Brock's champ again. Time to hibernate for 6 months till after Mania once he's lost it again. The only silver lining I can hope for in this Kofi Brock match is that they'll come around to Kofi and he'll get that win back. I'm not hopeful it's actually going to happen, but
no,
one can hope.
He is firmly down in the mid card. Not even the upper mid card. Mid card.
I did not. Man, that was lame of them to do that to Kofi. Dragon Reborn going in Raw Whiskey Night. Steve doesn't like whiskey.
It's actually of the hard alcohols whiskey. I'm fine with it, but at some point tonight I do have to drive home.
It's true.
So.
Well, maybe when you get home you can indulge. Shaq 462. I thought that was Dominic with Rey Mysterio. Yeah, when they started with that long shot, I thought, wow,
I thought
Dominic.
that too. I know, I totally thought that too. And I was watching on a 70-inch.
Yeah,
because he sort of has a wall.
No, Kane, you weren't. You were here next to me when that happened.
Oh yeah, I was watching this screen right here. This is sort of like
it's hardly 70-inch.
This is sort of like, but if I'm on my couch,
no, still no.
The couch, the view is the same. It's kind of close.
Not even close.
Yeah, they should have put it. Look, man, I'm not gonna body shame, but they should have kept a shirt on Cain Velasquez, like just a black tight shirt, because he didn't look nearly as imposing as Brock. They say the dudes with the big heads have the hardest chins, like Rampage. That guy could eat a punch because his head was so big. And Cain Velasquez, that dude has a big head, but it makes the rest of his torso not look all that intimidating. Plus, it's like I ain't been to the gym in a while.
John Misenberg, who lost faster, Kofi or SD Jones at Mania 1? I think I read that Kofi lost in 9 seconds.
Versus who? Kofi or SD or Jones at Mania 1?
Yeah, here, I'll look and see how long.
As in the record, I thought the record was Daniel Bryan, 8 seconds. With Sheamus's kick after the AJ kiss.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Okay, so on the website on WWE.com, it's still just Ali and not Mustafa Ali.
All right.
Let's see here. Cody Miles says, I love how Going in Raw hasn't asked for this draft formula, but expects an easy-to-use sheet in his email. Yeah, I don't know. Whatever you need to do, man. We need it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here.
Epico says, beer money for y'all. Thank you, Epico.
Thank you, Epico. I'm glad I was monitoring chat. He has a driver.
Good. Joshua Martinez, the more things change, the more they stay the same. Yep.
Let's see here. Cody Miles says, Silent KLR66 brought this up. Per PW Insider, Jeff Hardy was arrested in North Carolina yesterday and charged with driving while impaired. Come on, man. Get your shit together.
Yeah, no. Richard Ely, so is Hell in a Cell going to be 2 hours? What are matches? Don't know.
We tried.
Yeah.
Wong, why do you think Bryan will swerve Roman? What would be Rowan and Harper's justification for bowing down to Bryan again when they're constantly overpowering him? Well, it's a long-term swerve. So it's hey, we know Roman's going to be tough to beat.
Yeah, so we have to get in close.
Yeah.
To vanquish him.
Yeah. Because it's still, remember he said, the enemy of my enemy
is my friend.
But he's still referring to him as an enemy in that particular situation. Yeah. Even though in the end he says friend.
Yeah.
Math doesn't add up.
Miguel, a lot of Hispanics in the crowd in SoCal gave Brock the Spanish version of the a-hole chant. Got a pop from me. Also helps that Kane is Mexican.
Oh, that
was the chant we were trying to figure out what they were saying. That's what the chant was.
Yeah. That's not the bad one that Cody was participating in inadvertently, was it?
I don't believe so.
Oh, no.
I hope not.
Alex C. says, I mentioned it earlier in a different channel, but Hell in a Cell should have 3 cells on top of each other with the 3 announced matches happening concurrently. The entire pay-per-view goes 30 minutes.
That sounds great.
I'd love it.
That sounds great. Adrian C. Why does WB get away? When does WB get away from the MMA UFC? It's old and dated. Yeah. I mean, it's cool.
Well, okay.
Kane there's cool. We saw we did at Triple Mania. He comported himself fine in that wrestling
There's
ring.
a story here.
There is a story.
There's a story.
Doesn't need a title, though.
It's not like they're bringing in, just any old random dude.
Mm-mm.
UFC doesn't have many stars these days anyways. I mean, who are they? They can
Connor and John
Jones. If they can
Jones.
get Connor, that's good. If they can get John Jones, I guess that's good. But he's got a lot of baggage.
Was it Misha Tate? Is she the champ? Women's champ?
I think she was at some point.
Who has it now? Is it her still? No, that name's.
I have no idea. Don't they have varying?
They do have different weight
women's
classes.
champ?
Yeah,
I think they have varying.
I know they have weight classes.
Divisions.
I know. I'm sorry.
Charlie Seabach. Kane hasn't actually signed with WWE yet.
No, it's not Misha Tate. What's her name then? Who's the champ now? Who's the women's?
Starts with a C, I think. According to Mark Raimondi on Twitter, Kane has not officially put pen to paper with WWE, but they're getting there. Him showing up tonight at SmackDown came together in the last 24 hours or so. The UFC was aware he'd be doing this appearance and gave the okay. So is Kane still under contract with UFC?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gee whiz.
It was Amanda Nunes, yeah.
Ah, there you go.
That's what I was thinking of.
There you go.
Yeah, she's really
Cyborg.
good. No, that's Chris Cyborg.
Cyborg.
Dylan Haggett. Hey, friendos. Finally get to catch you live. Kane
Velasquez.
Yep, that's me. Says, what happened to Kofi is really unfortunate. He was booked so strongly and unbeatable, just get pinned in 4 seconds for MMA trash from a decade ago.
Wow.
Not a fan of using the MMA for storyline.
I guess not. Nemo says, do you think it's a good idea to bring out The Rock to a potential new audience? They might expect him and viewership could suffer. I think the idea is you bring him in and then people get attracted to the trash you're putting out there. That isn't him. Mm-hmm. And then if they like that trash, they'll keep on watching.
Yes.
That's a joke. I enjoyed SmackDown tonight, except for Kofi's.
Yeah, that was unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was a bummer.
Let's see here. Unretired Dwayne Nix, the one-time European champion. In the last year,
30 time.
In the last year, Becky Lynch has been in the ring with both The Rock and John Cena. Just how over is Becky in wrestling history? Is she the most over woman of all time? Time.
Oh, here, to answer your question, you're paper champion. I'm Puerto Rican and fully bilingual. Cody's chant was more offensive.
Okay, all right. I know what that chant was. I didn't know if that was what was being said.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
I mean, I couldn't understand what they're. I didn't know what they were saying, but it
hear
didn't
the
sound
word.
like what that was.
Yeah. I mean, is there evidence to suggest that Becky might be at this point the most over successful woman? Well, okay. Here's the thing. I wasn't around in the 1950s when women's wrestling was legit main eventing big shows.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Yeah, Mildred Burke.
Yeah.
Mae Young.
So probably not, but in terms of crossover appeal, maybe. In the modern history, she's number one,
in terms of sustained, popularity. I mean, China kind of had moments where she was, like the Corporate Rumble.
They really, creatively speaking, they didn't even scratch the surface. I feel like what they could have done with China.
No, she could have legit. She could have legit been the champion
for sure,
the world champion.
Yeah. RTG, how long till we see Shane McMahon return? Will it be more of a backstage role now? We have not heard anything about Shane McMahon and what he does backstage. I mean, we've heard some stuff. We actually have heard a little bit, like him and Triple H trying to commiserate and talk to Vince or stuff like that.
Sense into
but
it.
Who knows what any of that is?
Leon Smith here in chat has a point. Is Rollins moving to SmackDown with Becky? Of course, they're engaged, so they will stay at the same brand.
Man. Unless that might be the one situation where, I mean, they're so loved by the company. I mean, granted, they might stay in the same. Golly.
Yeah, they're gonna stay in the same brand, man. They're totally staying in the same brand.
But okay, here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. This isn't like Charlotte and Andrade, who's a mid-carder. These are the two top names in the company, and Raw is the B show.
I understand, but imagine
this career-wise. I'm not sure if they said, "Hey, we want you to lead the A show." Is Becky going to be like, "Well, no, because I want to be on Raw with Seth"?
But imagine what Raw would be if you lost Becky. Like.
Well, yeah, you make up with it other people.
Yeah, but then no,
I don't know.
They're staying the same show, man.
I don't know.
Staying the same show. Mike Ingalls.
Their careers are too big to. Their careers are way too big to worry about that stuff.
Hello, friendo's been following for some time. Keep up the good work. Too sweet. Thank you, Mike.
I would. Who do you think's more important to the company right now, Becky or Seth?
Becky.
Who they treat better?
Becky.
Wherever they want Becky, they're going to put Seth. If they want Becky on the A show, they'll put him there. They'll put Seth on SmackDown.
Oh, entirely possible.
He ain't the anchor of that relationship.
No, I'm saying I don't think they're going to separate him.
You're probably right about that. You're probably right about that. But where they want Becky to go is where they'll put Seth.
Probably.
It was cool. Like, yeah, she's a big deal, man.
She is.
Deal.
And again, I feel like they've only scratched the surface of what she really could be as a mainstream crossover star. And she's just a bunch of ESPN commercials.
I don't know what the context is here, but Jonathan Reyes just says Cain Velasquez versus Orange Cassidy.
Oh, because they had jeans. They both wrestled the jeans and no shirt.
Hey,
add Shane Thorne to that mix. Yes, please.
And AAA and AEW have a working relationship. If Kane had just stayed, we might have had that match.
Yep, I know.
Probably not. Big Strong Boy. First ever question after listening to you guys for about 4 years and finally decided to join Patreon. Thank you, Big Strong Boy. With Shane McMahon being kicked out, do you think they'll assign a new authority figure to SmackDown? Maybe
Bischoff! Thought the same thing, man.
Becomes an on-screen character.
I thought that too.
And he says, thank you guys so much. Well,
I certainly hope not, support. I hope not.
Oh, I'm ready for it, man. I'm ready for it.
How does theme start?
I'm back!
Oh, God.
Better than ever.
Gosh.
Heck yeah, man. Hiring writers that fall asleep. That's great. That should be his new gimmick. I've got this new sub-authority figure out here. Where is he? Where'd he go? He goes backstage.
And it's Shane. He's asleep.
It's Shane. Let's see here. Brand X patron champion Sean McMahon.
Brand X.
Hey, guys, first question in 2 years.
This is so goofy.
It's been over 2 years.
Wow.
I like this Friday show, man. This is fun. Get some
else.
beers involved.
Heck yeah, man. Bring some whiskey over.
It's been over 2 years since I've had the ability and capacity to help y'all out. Now I'm back in full effect and better than ever. What does Shane McMahon do now?
Try to find an office job, I think. I think he was an on-air personality. I don't think he was doing anything in the office.
He's probably like one of the head dudes backstage telling people where to go and what to do.
Maybe.
That's what my guess is. And then he's going to find a new venture. AEW. That's where he's going.
Man, imagine how cool if it had been Dan Severn who showed up with Rey Mysterio.
Oh, with a polo shirt.
Hell yeah,
That'd
man.
That'd be great.
That'd be amazing. Someone here in chat mentioned Ken Shamrock. Like, no, give me the
Dan
Beast.
Severn.
Beast versus Beast.
Darn, that would be the most confused crowd ever. It'd be amazing. Damn. Oh, is Rey Mysterio coming out with a stepdad?
Is this his old PE teacher?
Darn,
Dun, 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 dun. Hey.
He's got his old NWA title with him.
Great.
Who the hell is that guy? Oh, man. Dan Severn.
Oh, man.
That's good. Mondo asks, are they going to punish Orton for using the N-word, or will they just put him on Hogan's team at Crown Jewel? And apparently there's no punishment for that because he was straight up in that 8-man tag match. Hey, live life on the edge, man. Live life on the edge. Oh, man. Let's see here. There's Nevada. The hits keep on coming. Should Daniel Bryan go on Fox News in character and discuss impeachment with Sean Hannity?
They did run some commercial with
They had him all over Fox and Friends. Oh, and Tyrus.
Tyrus, yes.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of his WB name.
He has his own show.
Yeah, I know.
One of his co-hosts didn't like him, so they just gave him his own show.
They ran a commercial for a bunch of Fox News pundit
Just
stuff.
freaking gutter trash.
Yeah, it's pretty much the worst. It's pretty much the worst.
Hi, I'm Tyrus. Welcome to Gutter Trash.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness. Anyways, I think that's good enough for a show. We're over an hour.
Yeah.
I think my sister's getting pizza at her house. I'm about to head over there. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Be back on Monday. Sunday, we got Matt Chat. Oh, Sunday, we got Hell in a Cell, I think.
Yeah. We could be here for 25 minutes. Who knows?
Oh, man. Anyways, thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
We'll see you all Sunday, Hell in a Cell. We'll see how
see
long
you
the show
guys there.
lasts. It could be pretty quick.
Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.